when you're known for one thing, it's tough to be known for other things.
Some people are like, why are Lee and Cindy pretending to be this or pretending to be that? Because we're so known as what our old lives were. We were both anchors here for more than
30 years.
When we were anchors, we were definitely known for our own brands and our own show, morning show, evening show. We were actually competitors for 1 year.
Morning, we both did the morning.
Now it's kind of changing a little bit because we're working so much in tandem.
You guys obviously love what you're doing, right?
We're enjoying working part-time.
We're surprised in us.
Right.
This is actually working.
We're just kind of doing this for fun, really.
Having a beer with Fred is really about getting to people's passion and what makes them tick. Having a beer and having honest, frank, clear conversation that inspires our audience is what it's about. Cheers.
Cheers.
People know you, like I know you from different things that are happening now where you're really pop up on Facebook, you're a commercial to it. But when most people see them, I've seen them before, right? It's the news channel.
Yeah.
And what do you feel you're best known for, or what you don't want to be best known for, but you're known for as a couple and individual? Like it's...
Well, it depends on where in the world we are.
Yeah. Are you in Mexico? If you're in Mexico, you're in Mexico, right?
It's a completely different thing. I don't think most people even know we were news anchors there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you would have to say anchors. I mean, we were both anchors here for more than
30 years. Yeah. So it definitely defines us. But
yeah. Did you grow up together? Where did you
No.
Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
I was an Army brat, so I was all over the U.S. But I met him at the first television station where I worked in Mississippi.
No way.
But he was not from Mississippi.
Oh, funny. So you both were in Mississippi.
Yeah, he came in from New York.
Yeah,
Manhattan, Hattiesburg.
I'm actually from Maine.
Are you
so
really?
Yeah, both my parents were from Maine. I was born in Maine, in Lewiston, but grew up in the Boston area mainly.
Yeah.
But my first job out of college was as a page at NBC in New York.
Nice.
But I wanted to be on the air, and so the first place where I got the opportunity to be on the air was that station in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So,
how do you end up in Hattiesburg?
you know, what you do when you want to be a reporter or an anchor is you have to go wherever they'll hire you. And if you don't have any experience, it's not going to be
What
in
year
Boston.
was that? What year?
1987.
87.
Yeah, 1987.
So you both meet, fall instantly in love.
Well, I always tell this story. I was sitting on my computer at the station, and he walked in, and he was, high-fluting guy from New York.
Right.
Big deal.
Right.
And I looked up, and I looked at my girlfriend, and I said, who is that?
Oh, perfect.
And I had to run. Obviously, she's faster than
Right.
So I was unable to outrun her, and that's where we are today.
Yeah. Well,
I'm still chasing.
so then,
Still chasing.
you both had an opportunity to come back to Maine, or you said, we're going to Maine, we want to start a family, we got married before, what happened?
I had lived a lot of different places as an Army brat, but never New England. So he was like, we, number one, need to get out of Mississippi.
Right.
No offense.
No.
Yeah, it was time. And he was like, let's try New England. So, I got a job in New Hampshire. He got a job in Boston. And then eventually we wound up in Maine.
Yeah. Did someone recruit you, or you said, we're going to live in Maine because we love Maine, we want to grow a family here?
No, I think we kind of landed in Maine by accident. But as soon as we got here, we were like, oh, wait a minute. This is awesome.
Well, again, when you're young and you don't have a lot of experience in that industry, you just send and back then, you'd sent the big 3/4-inch videotapes. Now it's just all online. But
yeah.
So, so you had to mail everything.
Right.
You would mail a tape out, and you would do it to all of the, all of the 3 Providence stations and all of the 3 Maine stations and all of the 3, you just mail them everywhere. And so there was a station in Concord, New Hampshire that hired her first.
Oh, cool.
That did not last long at all. 10 months they were on the air. I just went, so she got the first on-air job, and I followed and just worked freelance behind the scenes in Boston Then I got hired at 8 actually for 1 year.
Yeah.
And she was hired at 6. So we were actually
really?
competitors
Perfect.
for 1
For the
year.
morning, we both did the morning recording.
Well, that's good, though. You
Yeah.
woke up together.
That was
You
1989.
flip each other off and go to work, right?
It was awesome because we were out by 11 o'clock noon. We go to the
Nice.
beach. We eat at happy hour
Oh, nice.
every
Remember-
night in the
Nice.
airport.
Cadillac Jacks.
I loved it.
Where they had that
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah. Buffet.
spread of food. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
dinner. It was free every night, and beer was $1.
Right.
I'm just saying,
That's
those
the
were
best
the
thing.
days.
No, big time. But what's really cool is, marriage is tricky, right?
Sure.
It's even more tricky sometimes when you work together.
Mm.
And, how long have you been married, if you don't mind me asking?
36 years
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
And
That's I'm letting him forget. Actually,
So-
I have forgotten before. So.
have there ever been times where you had to say, okay, I'm going to back off this, or he's going to back off that, or like together you're a team, but you're not a team, right? You're working in a situation where you're kind of seen as your own brands, but people know you're married. Like I knew that going back years ago,
Right.
Yeah.
and behind the scenes stuff. But how do you guys feel about that, or how's that work? Or does it even come into play?
When we were anchors, we were definitely known for our own brands and our own show, morning show, evening show. I would say now it's kind of changing a little bit because we were working so much in tandem.
Together.
Yeah.
So
Are you out of the TV? Or you-
Yeah, no, I left the station 4 years ago.
4 years.
Four
And
years.
how long ago has it been for you?
5.
5 years.
Yeah.
So now, this is the part about like entrepreneurship. You were basically career oriented, paid a salary, and that's what you're doing. You weren't. Now it's shifted where you're building your brands together and creating a business.
Yeah.
Completely different mindset, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think that business is? I mean, is it a movie career? Is it an influencer career? Is it
No.
is it a
I like to think of it as more marketing, but it's
Yeah.
really just spokesman modeling. You
Yeah.
know, it's marketing.
It's funny.
Commercial marketing.
it would
so
be
we moved from news to marketing.
Yeah, I mean, it would be flattering to be offered to be in a film. I have no, feeling that that's ever going to happen. That's really not like we're enjoying working part-time.
right?
We will work in spurts and then we'll have, 3 weeks off, and which is fantastic because we've been traveling a ton.
Yeah.
So this is part-time, and we are building our brand, but we're not like, and there's no financial pressure about
Yeah,
it. So it's not the same as when you're young and you're trying to, we're just kind of doing this for fun, really.
So the interesting thing about today is this is a global show, right? Like people are literally watching this show wherever. Like right now, I'll get comments from literally Europe, other locations.
Mhm.
We talk about beer, we talk about music, we talk about life, we talk about raising money for, tunnels to towers, there's a road race in August 30th in Portland. And
Oh, great.
we talk about, so I do things that relate to our brand.
Mhm.
But what's interesting, like you're a main product, right? People see you and they identify as, okay, yeah, they were part of Portland. They, woke us up in the morning and, talked to us at night. And it's just recently like the 12OC guys were saying that Maine adopts you, right? Like if they adopted our brand early on and said, Fred, I got this bar in, New Jersey. My buddy owns it. He wants to get your beer. We'll, do this, and that. Do you feel like, I know that your individual brands are going, do you feel that about Maine? Do people say to you, hey, like LL Bean calls you up or somebody calls you up and say, we want your quintessential Maine. We want, people recognize you as a Maine brand. We want you to do this commercial. Cause I don't know every commercial you've done, but I think I've seen recently some commercials with you in a car.
We've done a ton over
Yeah.
the last 5 years. So it's been very interesting, if I may, with regard to Maine.
Yeah.
So we are very well known
Mhm.
throughout the state. And it's
I'm grateful
interesting
for that.
because we have worked in Maine doing commercials, but not as frequently as we would have thought. And we think the reason is that some people are like, why are Lee and Cindy
Yeah.
pretending to be this or pretending to be that, because we're so known as what our old lives were. Whereas that's not stopping us outside of Maine and New Hampshire. So we actually work a lot more in other parts of the country
Right.
than we do.
What
here.
about outside the country?
Yes, and outside the country.
So I was in an airport and I ran into you and I said, "So where were you guys going?"
Where was that?
I was in Boston.
It was in Boston.
I said, yeah. And I looked over and you guys, yeah, we're headed to Mexico. We're going to spend the winter there. We may live there, back and forth. And
How long?
oh
my
yeah,
gosh.
it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And here, I mean, you have acting skills. You have interview skills. You have these skills that you take those and in the right setting, they could be wherever, right? And I don't know if you're trying to do that out like in Mexico or you're trying to
We've done.
Yeah.
I think I'll speak for myself. Calling myself an actor does
Yeah.
a major disservice to people who are actors. I am not an actor. I am called upon to pretend sometimes, but I am not an actor.
I did theater and I love it.
Yeah.
So it's very different for that aspect.
How many children? Yeah.
We have 2 boys,
Yeah.
Xander Nelson,
Yeah.
who is a musician.
Yeah,
in
you see her
Portland
playing.
area.
Yeah. So right now we're at the tasting room in Portland, Maine. It's August 13th,
Right.
2025. He played last week and
Awesome.
they're trying to be known for music, for pizza, obviously always known for beer. And now we have ice pick vodka and we have these other things. But when you're known for one thing, it's tough to be known for another thing. So
Sure.
we're gonna brand that back room that I just took you to. And it's we have Shipyard Radio 207, in which we have all Maine artists they don't have to be from Maine. They have to be connected to Maine. They have to play original music.
Right. Oh,
And,
perfect.
John Shannon,
you.
John Shannon,
Good
actually,
luck.
yeah, John Shannon
From POR.
I know.
They love John, yeah.
yeah. So that's how I interviewed the 12OC guys and some of the others. So I'll get Xander in here.
There you go.
Yeah, sure. So
You're like the king of rebranding. Seriously.
Yeah.
But
Rebranding
well,
ourselves.
what you have done, if
Yeah.
if anybody has not been to the tasting room,
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh yeah, since
So-
we were here last,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
totally
Yeah.
changed.
wow,
Yeah.
you're always kind of reinventing.
Well,
It's
yeah, you
amazing.
can't. Too stupid to quit. You just gotta keep going. I mean, I do. I mean, you guys obviously love what you're doing, right? I mean, because
Oh, we're
you're
having
good.
a ball.
Yeah.
We're having
Yeah.
a ball. But like Lee said, this is a retirement. I hate that word.
Yeah, we're not technically retired. You just retired from us
can't
for
retire.
life. Yeah.
But
You can't retire.
we're having fun with this. But as you mentioned at the very beginning, it is a very different mindset to start thinking about branding and handling, all of that yourself.
Yeah.
It's a completely different
The
animal.
need to
You're
give
way-
back.
He's way better than
Yeah, I think there's a need in people to kind of give back or do something.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
there are certain nonprofits that you or projects that you guys have gotten involved in that you've stayed involved in, or
Yes.
yeah,
Well, we
You go
both.
first.
Well,
We
she
both
was on the
different boards.
board of the Center for Grieving Children
Yeah.
for many years. I was on the Dempsey board for many years. Just recently, kind of
yeah,
not aged out,
yeah.
termed out.
Timed out.
Termed out.
Yeah.
But we both were heavily involved in that. I mean, we hosted the challenge, Dempsey Challenge, for
For years. and
13,
years.
14 years.
Which is amazing how they've accomplished.
Oh, yeah.
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 And the Center for Grieving Children is still growing strong and doing such a service.
Yeah.
in Maine.
Yeah, no, I've been involved
Incredible.
and seen. Unfortunately, some friend of mine just lost his daughter to
Oh,
Narcan, and I was telling him about that program for his son and him because
Yeah.
everybody losing somebody, whether it's a car crash or murder or this or that, this same process, right?
yeah.
You go through.
Yeah, it's a great organization,
That's-
and one of our dear friends actually just became, a year and a half ago, became the new head of it too, Gretchen.
And she's doing
Yeah.
fabulous.
What's your last name? Was it?
Gretchen Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, it's a special thing to be able to deal with someone that's lost somebody recently, and especially children, obviously. But
Yeah.
the Portland's a great community for supporting nonprofits and things like that. And where in town do you guys live in?
We're in Saco now, but we
Yep.
lived in just about every
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
Well, when we first
So
came,
many
we
years.
when we first came, we had an apartment over the Green Hut Gallery here in town. Everybody knows where that is.
150 Middle Street.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I know the building.
And we loved
I
that
lived there too.
apartment. Yeah. So that was 1989 or so, 1990.
We wanted to buy our 2-bedroom in that building in 1982.
Yeah.
No. 82? No, we were in college in 82. 1980.
I'm sorry.
No.
You're right. You're right.
89.
Right. 89. Sorry. 89.
Yeah.
Looked into buying it.
Yeah.
They wanted $149
Oh, they
for a 2-bedroom condo downtown.
We were like,
You're
that's highway robbery.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But we bought a house in South Portland. We were there for a little while. Then we moved to Cape Elizabeth. We were there for like 11 or 12 years. Then we had a house in Portland for 2 or 3 years. Then we moved to Falmouth for like 11 years.
But as you know, no, real estate can be very, very good to you.
Yeah.
But we
Just hold on,
downsized when we left, and again we live in Mexico basically 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So we just wanted a place to crash for the summer here.
Yeah.
So we have a small condo
Perfect.
in Saco now.
Which is beautiful, right near the beaches.
Yeah.
So we're here for the summer.
Yeah.
Or
that's-
groupies, and then we go to a lot of our other son Noah Nelson works with the Patriots in the
That's
Revolution, so we're down there.
That's very awesome. So
Yeah.
during your weeks, I mean, are you feeling like I want to go after different opportunities as a team, or are you individually doing your own thing,
We
running your own business? Like, yeah,
do both, but we also, I mean, kind of our bread and butter is the couples thing. It kind of started during COVID when agencies were looking for couples who were real couples, so you didn't have to mask on set. That was sort of huge. And it's continued, I think, because there is a certain chemistry between couples. When two strangers meet and are trying to.
Do you have an agent? Do you have an agent?
A lot.
Multiple agents.
So do you? Get it?
L.A., Atlanta, Miami, Boston, Mexico City.
So they just look for things.
North Carolina.
Things will pop up.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll take it.
we get a feed that tells us about opportunities as well that we could just randomly apply to. But most of the jobs we actually land are ones that come through one of the agencies. Yeah, and they're generally geographic. So, like the Atlanta agency will handle Georgia and beyond.
Yep.
The Miami agency. Actually, we just did a 2-week shoot in Alaska.
No way.
Which was fantastic, and it was through our Miami agency.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And what was that? What did you do? Like
The
snowshoeing?
Say it? Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, we can't say it. Okay. So it was for Royal Caribbean, but we were not on the ship. We were just doing all of the excursions that you can take from the ship.
Yeah.
2 weeks nonstop. It was like an excursion and
So
travel.
you get to cruise. You get to go on a cruise.
No, we didn't. No, we did. We flew there.
Oh,
we
wow.
flew there. But we kayaked on a glacier. We were in helicopters for 2 weeks,
Oh,
just
that's
flying
very
to
cool.
super remote
I love
areas.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
Planes,
Dog
airplanes.
sledding, ATVing, paddleboarding, kayaking.
Was it
You know,
fun?
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was an insane adventure.
Well, that's so wild.
But we love to travel anyway.
Yeah.
We're adventurous,
Yeah.
Brad, or we are all about
You got to be adventurous to do that
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah, all about the experiences.
That's probably the most fun job we've had, actually, and that was just early summer, early this summer. Yeah.
Well, that'll be great content.
Oh yeah.
Everything, growing up.
It's
Yeah.
it's super fun. We just feel very fortunate. I mean, honestly, no one's more surprised than us
Right.
that this is actually working.
You know what's interesting is you didn't, and it's funny because when people say, when they don't know us and they ask what do you do, it's weird to say I'm a model. That just is a weird, super weird thing. And it seems, there's all
hand model.
yeah, there's all these kind of,
Marketing.
there's these connotations about it. But the funny thing is and what we didn't know is we are you're included in this. We're the target audience for so much stuff.
Oh, right.
Because the kids are gone.
Baby boomers.
Exactly. Kids are gone
Yeah.
and might have a little expendable income. And these are the people who stay at luxury resorts. And these are the people who wear, fancier clothes. And these are the people who go on trips and stuff like that. So we just kind of back-assed our way into doing this because there's a need for people our age.
No question. Yeah. And it'll always be, as you get older or whatever, as we all get older, it'll be different things and different opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Well, you asked me, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I'm a beer guy. I started as a real estate guy, and a friend of mine who's very successful, is a New York guy. He says, Fred, because he came up to Maine and I showed him Portland, and he said, you really ought to do and keep your voice. You ought to develop an ability so that you have an audience, because you got a lot to say. Because I would say this, say that. And I never really looked at or thought of it that way. And maybe, I don't know, I feel like, these guys from 12OC that we interviewed earlier today were talking about being humble and being from Maine. I think everybody that's, kind of been in this market, self-promotion has never been my thing. You guys,
It's awkward.
yeah, it's awkward, right? Like, and he said, well, if you do it, and he just said it, and it was like a 30, maybe a minute and a half conversation. And I said, and I'm in a sauna in St. Pete, Florida, talking to this marketing guy. And he said, I said, this guy said this to me, I should try to do my guys. You know anybody that can work with me? He said, I got a guy for you. So I called that guy, and next thing you know, I'm doing it. And it's like, boom. Yeah. And, it's not cheap, right? Because you got to get it edited. You got to do this, you got to do that. But at the end of the day, it's your life, right? So talking about experiences, it's kind of fun, right? Some people would hate it. I kind of started to enjoy it. Good. And if I can help people or help a cause, like I'm really excited about this, this race that's August.
Yeah, I saw it on your hat.
25, because 93% of the money goes to pay off military families' homes or first responders' homes.
Amazing.
And so like every dollar, a lot of times it's tough to do that. Right? So anyways, we get behind other things. Joni Benoit, I'm sure you guys know.
Absolutely.
She called me like 28 years ago and said, hey, I'm Joni Benoit Samuelson. I don't know if you ever heard of me.
I know what you guys I'm starting this little event in Cape
Elizabeth. And at the time, we were one of the only breweries, a few other breweries. And she said, can I come over and talk to you about maybe donating beer or getting involved? And I said, the answer is yes. You don't have to come over, but I want to do it. So luckily, we've been in that every year, and we've done a bunch of other nonprofit things.
Yep.
Mainers are so humble.
Right,
The thing is, they are so supportive. When you start something like this, I mean, don't you find people just come out of the woodwork? They want to help you. They know you. They love what you're doing.
Well, especially in the early days,
Yeah.
and especially where somebody feels identity to it. Like, you definitely do. I grew up in Gray, Maine, and my sister died of breast cancer. And so we do a fundraiser every year for Gray, New Gloucester, and we've raised quite a bit of money for people that are fighting cancer, especially breast cancer, but also have hardships. And we give the money not for research, but like 500, 1,000, 3,000 to people in the Greater Gloucester area in memory of my sister. It's called Candace Cares.
Nice.
Right.
We fill this golf tournament every year. It's been huge. And they were supporting the community, but in memory of my sister, but also in memory of things that they connect with.
Sure.
So you do something that people can identify with and connect to.
Sure.
And then people get behind it, and they give their time, they give their energy, they give their money, and it is rewarding. But it is for me, it's pretty emotional, but it's also impactful, and it is, And you look at Joni and what she's done with this race. Somebody would say, well, why did you do it? And then like online, this a buddy of mine, Rory Strunk, who's another.
We know Rory.
Rory used to work at Channel 6.
Yeah, so he's doing
ages ago.
So he's doing this Stream State thing that I've gotten behind, which is a streaming service, and we put a couple cameras in Kennebunk and Camden, and he captured a bunch of Joni's stories, and he has it on the station. Well, I was watching the historical one of Joni the day after the race, and I was like, oh my God, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Went back to her grandfather and all the connections she had. And then it's just a remarkable story. And I would say almost globally unique. I mean, you're not going to find somebody like her doing what she's doing in the community. And we take it for granted, like, oh, this race just sort of happens. But like, all of a sudden 30,000 people come to this little town, Cape Elizabeth.
Right.
30,000 people go out.
Right.
And it was funny because I flew up from St. Pete, Tampa, as a direct flight on Breeze. And as I left at 6:30 in the morning, so I get there for the beer tent. And I'm coming over, and I look down, and you just see a sea of people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm flying over the Breeze jet. It was like I land and go to the. But Yeah, no, it's been those things are rewarding. I know you guys have done a bunch of that. Obviously, the Dempsey Center and what they've done for cancer and breast cancer and all the other. I mean, we haven't got rid of breast cancer, but we had a major impact.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
Meredith Burgess.
Yeah.
So I'm walking in. It was a hike for a cure. We were hiking Sunday River. It's a torrential downpour, and she's walking with me, and she says, "I'm going to do this race, and I'm getting ready for it. I've looked at a couple of other places in the country, and it's going to be a try for a cure, and it's going to be all women."
Yeah.
And I go, "Meredith, what are you going to? Why are you going to do that? All women? Why are you going to do that?" Wasn't that I didn't think it would work. I was just, you just got to be all about the women. I was just like, I mean, you're not going to let a guy do it. I said, no, I said, Meredith, anything you do is going to be successful. Because she's like she was the first person I called when my sister got breast cancer. And she fought it she got into a study in Boston. She got an extra 2 or 3 years. But Meredith was really good at directing her and emotionally talking to her, spent time with her. So yeah, we've supported Meredith and those causes, but it was just funny. And then I think back, like she actually did.
Oh,
but way beyond.
And so she actually, you competed in it.
Yeah.
Julie Marchese. Yeah. Wasn't there one more? Melissa Smith.
Melissa Allen. Melissa Smith. Yeah, that's hard at the start.
Yeah. No, you did the race. You did it. No.
I did the race. It was fun.
Yeah.
Again, it just speaks to Mainers.
Yeah.
We are all about a Mainer done good, aren't we?
Right.
I mean, we just love it. I think of Cooper Flagg. I think of Joe. I think of, we love these stories. And I think it's a little unique. I mean, other states hold up their heroes.
To a degree, but not. The bigger states have a tougher time, really connecting in a way like Maine does.
Maine does.
Yeah. And I think it's tough to be, like some would say, well, where do you get this, being persistent, or where do you get, like I say in business, there's location. There's the people you surround yourself with, and then there's persistence. And I think being in New England and being in Maine, especially the 4 seasons and how tough it is. And like when you were a kid, you forgot your gloves. Like our age group, no parent was bringing you a glove. You lost the bring the spell. Today, it's like they got the 911, the water bottle. You have the water bottle. But
no, I think you're right. I think
we're very fortunate to have had a Maine. And, you travel, Mainers, like Kennebunkport, we came up with the name Shipyard because it was the biggest shipbuilding port in the 1700s. And those ships were built in Maine, but they traveled the world.
Right.
And I think, Mainers historically have an adventurous side to them.
Yeah.
And you guys have adventured to Mexico. And, we've drunk our beer and we've had a good time.
That was fantastic. You can have it. That was the blood orange.
Oh, nice.
By the way, which is the first time I've ever had it. It was really, really good.
10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 11:30. Well, it depends on where you are.
Yeah. So this was a great morning, and I really appreciate you guys coming.
Oh, we're happy to be here. Thank you so much, and best of luck with the podcast.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Always in a way.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Cheers.
This is awesome.